Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 360 Room, a place where we share insights, where we share what's going on in the NetSuite ecosystem, and then all the things that you should not miss about your cloud ERP implementation and beyond. Thank you. Shane, I want to welcome you to the 360 Room, which is something that we're launching at Bring IT. It's a conversation where we want to hear from people in the NetSuite ecosystem, from our team, from different customers, whoever right now is not only dealing with the NetSuite and implementation. Probably, I'll also cut that piece because NetSuite, of course, we don't want to say dealing, but also like hearing what's on their day to day, and as you know, we have SuiteWorld coming in. It's I would say that is the Super Bowl of NetSuite, right? Where everybody goes. It's Las Vegas, so all the customers are looking forward to hear what NetSuite is launching. How can they leverage their latest innovations? So that's why we're having you here. So first of all, I want to thank you, and maybe if you can introduce yourself to our audience, I think that'd be great. What you do, what you've been doing over the last couple of years, where are you from? So it'll be great.
Yeah, so Shane Pfohl, I am based out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Again, I'm up here in Syracuse. Skinny Atlas, New York. I'm from Syracuse, so it's about 30 minutes away. Um, I've been in the NetSuite ecosystem for about 5 years now. A couple of those years I was on the sales side. Then I joined the NetSuite Alliance team. I was on that team for about 3 years, and I recently came over here to Bring IT. I am our head of partnerships, so I work with NetSuite. Really, that's a probably the primary partnership that I have. So I work with a lot of NetSuite reps and the leaders over there, and then I also work with some of our SDN partners. We have a pretty expansive network of SDN partners that we'll rely on to kind of fill some gaps to make sure that the clients are getting exactly what they need every time. So. Um,
So, one thing I really like about the NetSuite ecosystem, it's their people. I've worked as well in some other ecosystems, and I could certainly say that the NetSuite's, Oracle ecosystem has a lot of great people. So obviously, there's a great opportunity for people to be there face to face, get to know your customers, your partners, or you're talking about. But maybe there's plenty of people that it's their first SuiteWorld that they're attending. So, in your case, I would like for you to share with our audience this upcoming one. What number is it for you? And then, what are you most excited and looking forward, and what keeps coming you back to the event?
Sure. Yeah. So I think this will be either my fourth or fifth Suite World. It's a lot of fun, and like you said, for NetSuite folks, it is the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl of NetSuite learning. It's the Super Bowl of going out and seeing partners and having a good time with them. So this is a big event. It's a lot of fun. Um, and what I like about it is it gives you a glimpse of what NetSuite's been working on in terms of product development, and you get sneak peeks at what's coming. Same thing goes for our NetSuite partners, right? What are our partners working on that could be useful to our clients? You get to talk with NetSuite clients who use it every day, hear their perspectives, hear their pain points, hear what they really like about the product, which is great. And lastly, it's Las Vegas, so it is a party. Over calls and emails, people tend to come off a little bit straight laced and serious, and then you meet them in Vegas and you realize they're fun people too. So it's a great opportunity to bond with those folks and build relationships that go deeper than just a Zoom meeting or some email threads.
If you were to choose behind what you mentioned, what is the reason that keeps you coming back, right? Whether it's you've been in the Alliance NetSuite team or with Bring IT, if you had to choose one, what would be that reason?
I would say the opportunity to get out and see people. It's again, we do everything so virtually. It's great to just get in front of them and break down that barrier and see what they're really like in person. And again, you build some great bonds going to events like Sweet World.
Yeah, so it's really the people. I mean, that's what makes up the whole ecosystem. And I think, tech and all the innovations are great, but then also getting to meet those people. So, you described some of the vibe. Of course, you mentioned Vegas, which is always nice to see. So you can spend time on the Vegas lights and then see what's happening out there. So, you know, uh, how would you describe SuiteWorld to somebody that's brand new to it, that it's probably their first year, whether
Mhm.
it's a new partner or a new customer, even a new NetSuite employee? How would you describe the vibe for them? What can they expect?
I always joke with people that it's the most fun you only want to have one time a year. Uh, it's high energy, it's constant motion, it is a lot of fun, but your days are going to be packed. Um, so the keynote, it kicks everything off, it really sets the tone, and then right after you dive into a pretty packed agenda. So whether that's going to be thought sessions, demos, hands-on labs, and then the expo floor itself is just buzzing with vendors and partners and other users. So it's a great place to learn and to network and discover the tools that you didn't really even know existed. Um, you're in constant conversation, so whether it's new acquaintances or people who you've known for years, there's something to learn. So I would definitely recommend, hey, keep your notes app open, get some names down, make connections, and then of course afterwards you're going to want to follow up with them.
Yeah, of course. And then also, I would say bring a couple of pair of comfortable shoes because you'll be doing a lot of walking.
Yes,
But towards the end of the day, I think you look at your watch, whatever you're using to measure your steps, then you'll be also doing some workout. So I
yeah,
think that's
and then
another thing.
and then of course at nighttime, right? You are in Vegas, so partner events, dinners, happy hours. There's a concert at the end of it. Maybe even a little bit of gambling, right? You are in Vegas. I would definitely encourage everyone to embrace that experience.
Absolutely. You're mentioning parties. You're mentioning a concert, right? That, of course,
Sure.
NetSuite closes a week out of that. So, from those 5 years that you've attended, any standout memories or like funny moments or even unexpected that you'd say, oh, I would never think, that this could be happening at the Suite World Week.
Definitely. Yeah. So I would say that the concert that really stands out to me was Nelly. That was a couple of years ago. And that was a guy who I listened to a lot when I was young. Man, lots of memories listening to Nelly as a kid. So it was cool to see him in person. Um, but just overall, I think that the most fun moments at Sweet World are you turn around and you bump into somebody who you weren't expecting to see there. Maybe it's a face that you haven't seen for a long time. I think that coming out of COVID, it had been a couple of years since I had seen friends who I was a BDR with, right, back in the day. And so when you turn around and you see them and there they are in Vegas with you, it's like, oh man, let's go. This is going to be a good time. I want to catch up with them. I want to hear how their careers have progressed. I want to hear what they're doing now. And so those are the special moments that you really get from Sweet World.
Yeah, now that you're mentioning COVID, I think Sweet World was one of the first events that came back to Las Vegas after COVID. So I recall that being, everybody wearing their face masks. And of course, it was the same vibe, but it was kind of like, coming back. And then right after the next year, it was all the same Sweet World vibe. So great. Um, talking about things you cannot miss. I'm probably guessing you looked up the agenda for this year, right? And
Sure.
then some of the sponsors, the keynote that you mentioned. What are
Sure.
the things that you would say not to miss for this year on the Sweet World agenda?
Yeah, well, don't miss that keynote. That's where NetSuite reveals some of their biggest innovations. They've done that year after year. They always bring something that gets you excited. Um, so, in the past, they rolled out their Redwood interface there. They've rolled out AI driven tools for reporting, financial monitoring, um, things like that. And then, if you want to stay ahead of the curve, this is going to be the place to be. So, I highly recommend going to that keynote. Um, I think for us, we want to look forward, and it seems like a lot of the market is moving into AI, and so there's going to be a lot of AI breakout sessions that we will certainly be at. That's something that's definitely on our radar. We want to make sure that we're kind of mirroring where our clients want to go. um, and then probably a third thing that I would recommend going to, and maybe I'm a little bit biased, but on Monday the 6th, we will be throwing our Sweetverse party at the heart of Omnia. That's at the Omnia nightclub. It's in Caesars, so it's just steps away from the expo floor. Going to be a great opportunity for folks to meet some of our esteemed partners. It's going to be a great opportunity for our clients to mix it up together. It's going to be a great night. Lots of music, drinks, food. So I would highly recommend checking that out.
Thank you, Shane. Yeah, I think, we have some surprises towards the end of the session as well to talk about Ring IT and then from the NetSuite team. I would also maybe like to add, and I don't know also if you can comment, but I think, to the audience who's at first year, definitely customer-led sessions where you have customers speaking and then talking about their experience. I think that's where the true experience of a customer lies, because it's not that they get paid or they get influence. They
Yep.
really want to go and share what their success is, right? So maybe another one more thing
Yep.
to the bullet point list. I think those are the things to look for. um,
Yeah. I would just add that we talk with clients a lot, and clients know that there's always something in it for us, right? When you get to speak, when our clients get to speak with other clients, or the people who we're talking to about, making a NetSuite client, they get to speak with clients. It really speaks to the truth of what we're trying to convey to our prospects and clients.
Absolutely. And I always say that this is a customer event, right? Of course, to your point, yes, every partner is there, every NetSuite employee and actor, but it's really thought to be a customer event and to really see how can they get most value out of it. So that actually leads into my next question. Like for one first time comer, like when they come back to their hotel room, when they're flying back to their home, how would you say, and how would you describe, maybe in a phrase, like that they got the true value out of it? How would you phrase that for the people that's coming for the first time?
Yeah. Well, I would say that when you're thinking about SuiteWorld, now is a really good time to start planning. Have some objectives in mind. Do you have some customizations that you want to build out? You're going to have all your partners right there, so it's a really good opportunity to meet with them. Do some homework. Figure out who's going to be there. Figure out which SDN partners are going to be there. Do you have um, data warehousing needs? Do you have AP needs? Do you have e-commerce needs? They're all going to be there. So do your homework on who's going to be there. Come up with a short list of the folks you want to meet. And I would highly recommend that you reach out in advance, right? Everybody's going to have booths, and there will be people at the booths. But if there's specific people that you want to talk to, they're going to be running around the whole time. So reach out to them in advance, set up some time to grab coffee, grab lunch, something like that, and make sure that you have it squared away prior to going out there. Um, Another point is, keep a notepad handy, right? Keep that notes app open in your phone, jot down names, jot down anything that you think might be interesting, because a lot of information is going to be coming at you that week, and you don't want anything to slip through the cracks. And then, afterwards, after SuiteWorld, follow up with them, right? Because everybody who you talk to is also talking to 1,000 other people that week. So stay on top of it. Make sure that it's not just words that happens, that some action comes after the event. So follow up is important. Use LinkedIn, use all that stuff. And then I would say my last piece of advice is take advantage of the fun events, because they really are fun. And again, it's a good opportunity to see the folks who you work with on a very serious level. Uh, but then you get to see them having fun too, and you realize that these aren't just faces on a screen. These are real people, and they're fun people, and you're going to get to like a lot of the people who you're working with that way.
No, absolutely. Those are great advice. I think, especially now that we're just in time to go out to the event a couple of weeks before, it's for you to do your homework and then list out the things that Shane mentioned and, what some of the people, some of the places, and some of the sessions that you want to take part of. Well, Shane, I just have a couple more questions for our
Sure.
chat today. What can the audience look for Bring IT? Or where are you going to be at the booth? What are some of the key highlights that your team is bringing in this year?
Yeah, so I mean, you'll be able to find us at the booth. We'll have people there the whole time. That said, there might be a specific person that you want to see. They could be running around to sessions. They could be in meetings with NetSuite folks. They could be in meetings with SDN partners. So if you happen to bump into them, say hi, right? But again, if there's anybody who you really do want to see, I would recommend reaching out to them in advance and securing a time and location to meet them. Where else will you see us? We'll be all over the place, right? If you really want to see us, we will be at that Sweet Burst party. I recommend it to everybody. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a close by, short walk. So that would be another place that you can come find us at Sweet World.
Yeah, definitely. For the audience that's listening to us, you can check out bringitps.com or go to LinkedIn. We'll put Shane's profile here as well. He's going to be sharing a lot of content, so feel free to reach out. All right, we're getting to the end of the conversation, Shane. I just have one more last question on the funny side. So, final lighting round. One tip, one place to eat, and one thing to bring with you when you come back from Sweet World.
Sure. Um, One tip would be definitely make sure you don't get to bed too late. Right, you're in Vegas, but you're going to be tired that next morning if you try to stay out too late. So make sure you make sleep a priority while you're out there, so that you have energy to go through that next day. Um, One place to eat, man. Vegas has so many good restaurants, but you'll see me every single day standing in line out in front of Starbucks. So not so much the eating, but the coffee is going to be important out there. And then one thing to bring, you already said bring sneakers. That was what I was going to say. But if I had to add another thing, it would probably be, um, let's see, chapstick. Yeah, you're in the desert. You're in Vegas. Your lips are going to get chapped. So bring some chapstick out there.
Yeah, because water you'll have all around. I mean, it's still hot in October in Vegas, but yeah.
Yep.
Shane, thank you so much. I think that was very insightful, especially because we wanted to share with the newcomers to Sweet World this year. So a lot to look forward. We're looking forward to see you there, the Bring IT team, the NetSuite team, all of the partners, all of the teams. So looking forward to see you there, and hope we can have you next time here on the 360 Room, Shane. And thank you for joining. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Thanks, Aldo. Looking forward to seeing everybody at Sweet World.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.